Hi, you're probably wondering how I ended up here. So, allow me to introduce myself.
I'm Kara, and after dreaming for many years of traveling the US in a tiny home on wheels, I've set off to build a Skoolie from scratch with my boyfriend Kevin.
She's a 1998 International 3800. At some point, I'd love to name her. There's no official name yet, but I've already got a few ideas in mind. I hope to take you along this journey as we learn how to build a Skoolie out from scratch, while also taking fun little trips around the US before our official road trip starts. So it is currently day 1 of working on the bus. Had it not been for some of the issues I encountered, we would be on day 2, but you're pretty much back to square one. So originally I was going to take the seats out myself. That was going to be day 1. These bolts right here, I thought I could easily just take those out with this baby right here. I was very wrong. I probably worked a couple of hours on just one bolt and kind of started realizing nothing was happening after it had been loosened a few times. And the reason being is because this is a nut and bolt situation where it's better if it's like a 2-person job. So I'm going to be waiting to do that because someone does have to be under the bus helping me with that. And I don't really want to go under the bus. So instead of working on the seats as I had planned on day 1, I am going to try working on the racks. And this should be pretty easy because all you need is a screwdriver for this. I think the plan is right now is just to unscrew everything and just kind of lay it on the seats because I don't want to throw them outside, and we've been getting a lot of rain lately, and like I'm kind of hoping to try to sell these. I don't like things going to waste, so I would prefer not to dump them. If anything, someone could pick them up if they don't sell, but I really don't want them sitting outside getting rained on and just getting yucky and possibly rusty. So that is currently the plan right now, is to get these out. Alright, so I was able to collect a decent amount, well, at least on this side. It appears that the rest of them, especially the ones like on the ceiling here, are gonna need a drill. I know, I'm pretty sure my grandfather has one. I'm probably just gonna wait until he's off and I can continue with the rest of this. I'm gonna say that we're starting from day 1 again because I barely got anything done. But basically, I finally got what I actually needed, which was a drill to get these screws out and to get these rocks down. Before I was just using just a normal screwdriver and that really did not cut it. So yeah, I'm gonna redo this and use something that won't hurt my hands now. While that's being worked on, my boyfriend Kevin is gonna be working on the seats because I found out that the bolts connect to the bottom. So he's gonna be working on those while I work on the racks. So apparently I was not holding the drill properly. I was doing fine getting like the side ones out, but when it came to doing the roof ones, I could not for the life of me get them out. And I was only holding the drill with one hand, so that was my mistake. I was not getting enough pressure on the drill. It's so embarrassing, but I figured it out now. And I didn't screw the drill up. I didn't screw any of the screws up either, so back to work. We've run into a little problem, or rather just a mistake. The strategy was to get these top ones and the side ones out for each, and I quickly realized my mistake because this happened. So as you can see with this one, I did something different. I have unscrewed the top ones first so nothing can break. It's not a huge deal. We weren't really expecting people to be as interested in buying the overhead racks compared to the seats, so it's really not that big of a deal. Hopefully other people can learn from this. I wasn't really thinking much, but that's okay. We live and we learn, right? Kevin is currently working on the seats, so he's working on the under part. We can't completely take the seats out yet because then there would be like holes and stuff. So he's just working on the under part right now, and then we'll decide what we can do to fill the holes and then get the seats out. All right, y'all. Day 1 is done. I am absolutely drenched in sweat and in dirt. I'm not really sure how that works because I wasn't even the one doing work under the bus. Managed to get a pretty decent amount of stuff done, I'll say, especially for how hot it's been today. I'll see you in the next one. Hi everyone. So today is day 2, and as you can see, the racks are still pretty much in the same place they were before. I'm actually not going to be dealing with that today. What I am going to be dealing with is actually getting all of these seat cushions loosened. And the reason why is because there are actually nuts and bolts that I would like to deal with at some point. They're gonna have to be dealt with eventually anyways, and I figured since the nuts and bolts down here are on pause for now because I can't do that alone, or at least I don't want to, figured I would make myself useful and work on something else for the time being. And I actually am going to be using my grandfather's drill. I was actually going to be using a screwdriver. I actually tried a few screws with that, and they're not too hard to get out, but the angle is a bit crazy. Like, I have to be laying down like literally like on my back or on my stomach, so that's fun. But I figured the drill would make it easier, so let's hope that is the case. And yeah, so let's get to work. So this has been very interesting so far. The 2 back seats were actually pretty easy, and come to realize that it's because I had so much room. Now what I have to work with the rest of the time, as you can see, I have a cushion because I'm literally, like on my back doing this, or on my stomach, depends. And it's at the weirdest angle, and it's with this big boy. It's a very, very interesting thing. It definitely might take a bit longer than I thought, but that's pretty much as expected with any sort of bus project. As you can see, this is how tight I have in between each seat, pretty much every other seat. The racks are actually not in the way. I'm not sure if people are wondering that or not, but yeah, the racks aren't even in the way because I'm pretty much on the floor the entire time. I've got a light because it can kind of be hard to see. I wish I had one of those headlamp lights, but the one we have is broken right now. That probably would be a bit more handy. I'm definitely anticipating that this is going to take definitely longer than I expected. I'm working with a bit of minimal time right now, so I'm definitely not going to be done by today. If I can take an entire day, I'd be able to finish this, but it's already evening right now, so I can only get so much done. But just gonna keep going and try to get as much done as I can. So if we're being technical, it is technically day 3, even though I really didn't get much done on day 2. I pretty much only got like an hour and a half of work done. I think I got about 5 seats done. Hopefully I can finish the rest of the seat cushions today. My boyfriend Kevin, he's gonna be working on the nuts and bolts for going under the bus because I don't really want to go under the bus. But yeah, that's pretty much what's happening today. Hopefully we'll get a decent amount done. So I actually just realized that the heater is right under the seat, and a decent amount of the screws actually are like right there, like right above it. So I'm probably gonna skip those for now, and I just remembered about the seats that have these under them. I believe it's the tires. That's gonna be kind of a pain as well, especially with the drill. I probably won't even be able to do it with a drill, probably with a screwdriver. So I think I'm gonna skip those for now, ask Kevin what I should do about that. He might end up just doing that for me, because even just the normal seats themselves are not a pain, but they are pretty difficult to deal with because you're laying on the ground and it's a very awkward position, especially with a drill. So I'm gonna have to figure out what to do about that, but yeah, it's all part of the process, so you know, not a huge deal, just gotta figure it out. I've also got my safety glasses because I realized a lot of the times I'm on my back and, you know, I've got the drill like this, like pretty much just straight up. And a lot of the screws that I'm getting out end up producing dirt. I also just noticed these are fogging, probably from the from how humid it is today. But yeah, these are definitely gonna come in handy because I really don't want to deal with dirt or whatever else might be falling into my eyes, because it's not a very good feeling. So these are definitely going to come into handy. Alright, day 3 was a success. I'm very sweaty, very dirty. Just being under the seats is just a very interesting experience, and you never really know what you're going to find under them because, you know, a lot of people have ridden it, probably kids too. You know, lots of gum, and I even saw like a piece of like someone's like hair. That was very interesting. So pretty much what happened today, every single seat is able to come off completely now. And the reason for that is because, let's say I was working in this area and I wanted to get these nuts and bolts here. Moving the cushion here made it a lot easier to get access to that. It's funny, I just realized I didn't technically have to remove every single screw, but you live and you learn, right? I don't care. I kind of prefer to just learn as I go anyways. So that was pretty much every single seat. Took a couple hours. Kevin was able to work on the nuts and bolts that go through the bus, like all the way under. I think the next thing that we're going to be doing is just finishing out with the nuts and bolts that go all the way through and under the bus, and then pretty much the nuts and bolts that I loosened the cushions for, I'm gonna start working on those. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. All right, it is day 4. Every seat cushion has been loosened now, and so what I'm gonna be doing today is, for every seat cushion that is loosened, there are nuts and bolts that I am able to get to now. I'm not actually too sure how long this is gonna take me, because I actually did a test on a few of them and it doesn't seem like it's gonna take too long, but as for any project with the bus, you just never know how long things are gonna take. So this might just be a pretty easy day, because for the nuts and bolts that go through the bus, again, I'm not able to do that. I'm gonna be waiting for Kevin to get back. He's currently on a trip. I'm gonna be waiting to get help on that. Yeah, that's pretty much the plan. Having a quick water break real quick. I'm very sweaty and got a little bit of dirt, but nothing too crazy. I definitely feel like with projects like these, I just feel like it's so underestimated. Like, I thought it would be, just a piece of cake, just getting out nuts and bolts, not a big deal, right? But when you think about the fact that most of these nuts and bolts and screws have not been, like, loosened or tampered with at all since the bus was made. So a lot of these are very stuck and not impossible to get, just a challenge. I anticipated that this might take me an hour. I'm gonna say that it's probably gonna take me a little longer than I thought. I'm gonna get back to work now, so. We've got all the seats on this side done. So in all there's 22 seats, so I got about 11 seats done. I'm actually pretty proud of that. And I might be able to get this side done today. I've got to take a quick lunch break, then I'll be back to it. I should get this other side done today though. I'm pretty proud. I feel like once I get into a groove, like I really start getting into it and I start working pretty fast. So yeah, doing pretty well. Alright, I just finished with my lunch break. Hopefully I can get the rest of these seats done. And I actually just got these gloves out because I noticed my hands were starting to get a little sore. And I think if I kept going, I might get blisters. So I think these are definitely going to be a lot of help. Day 4 is done. An absolute success. I was able to finish all of the seats. So pretty much every single seat had at least about like 2 nuts and bolts per seat, I would say. These are all the nuts and bolts that I got. Definitely a lot. These bags are very heavy. I am going to label those so I don't get them mixed up with all the other ones. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I'm very happy about how today has went. I wasn't sure if I would get everything done today, but I did, and I was on a roll. I was very happy with how fast and into the groove I got with things. But yeah, day 4 is done. So we are currently on day 5, and what I'm going to be helping with today is I'm going to be helping Kevin with getting the rest of these nuts and bolts out that go all the way through and under the bus. Technically one person can do it, but it just makes it easier if you have 2 people. It'll go by quicker. Technically I don't really have any other projects to do anyways because I've pretty much done everything I can possibly do before the seats come out. The other thing I will be helping with is getting the racks out. Yeah, hopefully once we get all the nuts and bolts out, that should mean that we can get the seats completely out, which is going to be really nice. Once we get these seats out, there is so much possibility, so many other projects, so many other things that we're going to be able to do. Hopefully we will get all of the nuts and bolts out today. So what I'm doing is I am up here while he is below the bus, and I've got this, and what I'm going to be doing is twisting this while he holds the nuts at the bottom. And it should go pretty fast, honestly. I'm going to guarantee it's probably going to end up going a bit faster with 2 people, but yeah, so let's get to work. Alright, y'all, that was definitely way more efficient and way more quick than doing it just with one person. So I think we're pretty much about done with this one side. I was really hoping we would be done by today with all the seats, but honestly, we're just so tired and so hot. We actually did a bike ride yesterday, so that probably didn't help. We were also finally able to get the rocks out. So yeah, we only got about a couple hours done today, but all in all, it was still a pretty successful day, and we're probably going to do the same exact thing for the other side, because that was very much just so much quicker and so much more efficient. So yeah, even though we didn't get as much done today, I'm still pretty happy about that. So yeah, looks like day 5 is done. So we are currently on day 6, and pretty much what we have to do is pretty much the same thing as day 5, is we're just going to be working on getting the rest of the nuts and bolts out. Hopefully we'll get way more done than last time, because we only had about like an hour to work on it. But yeah, let's get to work. I have to appreciate how difficult this is. Like, I really want to.
Alright, do you want to see where I was for these last ones?
Yeah.
I was up in here.
Ooh.
And the bolts were over there.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely have more of an appreciation being here, because when you're in the bus, it's nice and clean, and you're just kind of sitting there.
Yes, I know.
Alright, day 6 is done. We pretty much stopped. We didn't get this entire side done. We did get this side done though, so that's nice. We finished about half of this side, so pretty much the next time we work on the bus, all the nuts and bolts for the seats are going to be loosened, and we'll pretty much be ready to take them out after that. I think we worked for about an hour. We don't typically have a whole lot of time, not for every single day. Part of the reason why we work so slow, because we just have so many other things going on, and this is kind of just like a side project right now. Like, we try to get what we can done after working and after doing all the other stuff we have going on, just to kind of let you guys know why we work at the pace that we do. Next time you see us, we will be finishing up loosening the nuts and bolts for day 7. It doesn't seem like much, but I feel like once we get the seats out, it's definitely gonna feel real. Like, we're definitely gonna feel the progress, you know? But yeah, day 6 is done. I'm so happy to finally say that we have officially finished week 1. So basically what we did for day 7 was the same thing as day 6. We just kept working on the nuts and bolts for the seats. And yeah, they've all been loosened. They're all ready to come out, get the seats out, and yeah. So I feel like this was a great way to end week 1. I am just so hyped about getting these seats out, because once they come out, it's just gonna be so nice. And yeah, there's gonna come a lot of new exciting things after this. So yeah, week 1 is done, and I'm excited to show everyone the rest of the weeks that we have coming up. All right, so we'll see you in the next one. Bye.